would be great if we could start a stream without Cam screaming in the background. Right now, he is in a good mood, but that could change on a moment's notice. Let me pop this chat out. Alexa, pause. Sorry, we were jamming out. Pop out chat.
Baby.
Oh, Cam's just learned how to grab things. So now Cam can manipulate objects with his hands, pull things off shelves, do all sorts of fun stuff. Anyways,
Mommy's watching you.
we got to keep an eye on him now, more so than usual. Hello, Joseph, Ryan, Tiffany, Runner 305, Bob, Carly. Here we go. So tonight's flavor. Check this out. This is when you know you're important.
Hi.
Gather around the campfire. Okay, well, Kelsey's just straight shitting on me as usual. Let's try that again. Tonight's flavor is gather around the campfire from Ample Hills. Cam's pumped about it. Hey, Brooks, Courtney, Dan, Morgan, Tierney, Uchiha? Okay. Courtney asked, before I get into this ice cream, I'm going to let it temper a little bit. Do you know when you'll be reviewing the new little G flavors? Hopefully on Wednesday will be the day. Kelsey and I will be going hard on all the flavors. Pretty excited about that. Last time I checked, it should be here Wednesday. I will be out of town Friday, so I'm hoping Wednesday. Eric, hello. So, this flavor is a torched marshmallow base with chocolate-covered pieces of graham cracker. Now, everybody's different, right? Taste is subjective. When it comes to s'mores ice cream or just s'mores themselves, my least favorite part, and this is going to sound weird, my least favorite part is the marshmallow. If you've been following me long enough, you know I don't like overly sweet things. I like sweet and salty things a lot, but I don't like really sweet things. I'm not a big cake flavor guy. I'm not a big marshmallow guy. So I'm a little apprehensive that the base ice cream itself is marshmallow flavored. But then again, the 7-Eleven version has a huge marshmallow swirl, and that's, in my opinion, the best s'mores ice cream there is. So let's get into this. Morgan, why are the little G flavors so expensive? Morgan, actually they're not as expensive as some other ice creams. What you're paying for is not only ice cream, but you're paying to have ice cream shipped to your house, which is not cheap. The container they're shipped in, the dry ice, and the shipping fee is all factored in there. So the only reason you think it's expensive is because you probably never ordered ice cream online before. I'm not trying to be a dick, but ordering ice cream online is expensive. So here we go. Samantha says, since you don't like marshmallows, do you not like fish food? Oddly enough, not a huge problem with fish food either. This is a hand-packed pint, by the way. When you're a big dog in the game, when your name holds weight, and when you are really, really nice to the people in charge, you get yourself a hand-packed pint of this. Is it going to focus in this motherfucker? Earmuffs, Cam. Sorry, the Logitech is pissing me off. Kelsey already gave me a preview of this flavor. She had it herself. We got 2 pints. And she got a lot of mix-ins. So I'm going to dig in here. Let's see how that first bite goes. You know, this bodes well. Really? You were just being cool. Oh, you want the Pop-Tart. He wants the Pop-Tart. The first spoonful? Is this real life? Do you hate Daddy? You hate Daddy. Give him the Pop-Tart. Just give it to him. Hello, Hunter. We got a lot of mix-ins in here. You guys are right. Let's see if I can grab one of these suckers for you. Oh my God. I'm hitting multiples. So, when you start off like this, that means things are usually going to go well. Yeah. So those are chocolate covered graham cracker, and did you notice the mark? It's not white colored. It's not really Doesn't look like it would be a marshmallow base because remember it's toasted marshmallow. If you guys have ever seen them make it, they actually toast the marshmallows and then put them into the base. So it's not that sweet, and I appreciate that. What Pop-Tart flavor? She's eating chocolate caramel right now. Ooh, ooh. Oh man, I know we talked about my least favorite part of the s'more. My favorite parts of the s'more are the chocolate and the graham cracker together. The marshmallow is kind of just like a little nice bonus. So this flavor definitely plays to my biases. Oh my god. A lot of stuff in here. Kelsey said she had a lot. I'm getting a lot. So, mother. So there's a lot of mix-ins happening in here. Well, I'm really enjoying it so far. So, if you guys have any questions, I'll answer. Oh, Samantha just said Little G should come out with the s'mores flavor. I'm sure she will. It's only a matter of time. She actually has a lot more in her arsenal than you might believe. She's produced, just because she doesn't release a flavor, doesn't mean she hasn't made it. She's made a lot of awesome stuff. Tiffany asked why the marshmallow base isn't white colored. Killing me. Tiffany asked why the base isn't white, even though it's marshmallow. It's because it's toasted. If you've ever seen a toasted marshmallow, you know it's not white. You chill out over there, crazy boy.
What?
The base is great. Dan just asked about the base. It is not sweet. It actually is. It's not overly marshmallowy, which was my biggest concern as a person who does not like marshmallows. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's see what Cam thinks. Thoughts? Good, right? Cam likes it. Then again, he likes everything. Can you compare this base to the base of Snap Mallow Pop? Tiffany always bringing up fucking Snap Mallow Pop. Completely different. Okay, not completely. It's still marshmallow, but it's not as sweet. The toasted part of it definitely changes the flavor. Brings the sweetness factor down a little bit, which I appreciate. Ooh, man. Besides the munchies, what's the Ample Hills flavor you always go back to seconds for? Brooke's ass. That would be probably gooey butter cake, and then Nona D's oatmeal lace. Wow. There is, guys, you know, I asked Ample Hills for a favor when it came to this. I asked them to send me this because I really wanted to compare it to 7-Eleven, and they hooked a brother up. It's crazy. Mix-ins are crazy. Ooh, there's like so many. Wow. This is one of my favorite Ample Hills mix-ins. It's so good. Ample Hills is on Goldbelly too? No, they were, not anymore. They ship directly from their own site. How would you compare the sweetness of this base to the sweetness of Ben & Jerry's Cinnamon Bun? Well, Ben & Jerry's Cinnamon Bun is a caramel base, not very sweet. I'd say about sweetness level, they're about the same. Oh. Shit, man. Wow. Oh. Wow. I'm loving this so far. Here's the thing, though. Everybody's mileage is going to vary because I know a lot of you broads out there, you chicks love marshmallow, you like the sweet stuff. This isn't that kind of ice cream. But for what I like, dude, it's lit. It's very lit. Are you guys really asking me which is better, 7-Eleven or Ample Hills? I'm halfway through the pint. Can you chill? Can you chill? Is there a lot of graham cracker flavor? Ryan asked. Yeah. Once you bite into chocolate, get through the chocolate, boom, graham cracker. It's awesome. How does one become a big enough deal to get a hand-packed pint of this? Serious. Well, Mr. Mania, here's what you do. You spend thousands of dollars on ice cream from a specific company, both through online purchases and in-shop visits. And then you also talk about them so much that you make them thousands of dollars in revenue from word of mouth. And then you should have probably a social media following of 50,000 Instagram followers or more. That helps. And then you just ask really, really nicely, and cool things happen. Also, I've been reviewing ice cream now online for 2 years. So no matter who comes along and pretends like they're reinventing the wheel with ice cream reviews, I was the first, and I will always be the best. Kelly Sims says, if they made it special for you, how can people expect a realistic review for the ice cream they'll receive, though? I don't really expect anybody to expect anything. This is a hand-packed pint. Ample Hills is pretty consistent, though, so if this flavor was available to order, I expect you would get the exact same. I don't think Ample Hills gave me more mix-ins because they're me. I've never had like a pint from Ample Hills that wasn't loaded. If any of you guys have ever ordered from Ample Hills, I think you can vouch and tell Kelly that Ample Hills does not screw around when it comes to the mix-ins. They pack them. They pack them good because it's hand packed. It's not a mass-produced ice cream. You're not getting a machine filling up these pints. You're getting a human being. So, Cheyenne's late. What are the first thoughts? I'm loving it. The base, even though it's a toasted marshmallow base, it's not super sweet, which I was scared of. D Wood says 2 years. Fuck that. He's an OG from bodybuilding.com. Yeah, this man knows. I've been at this. I've been eating ice cream for a very long time and talking about ice cream for a very long time. Just because I didn't go public with it doesn't mean I wasn't doing it. It sounds like a bullshit line, but I forgot more ice cream than most people have eaten. Like, I can't even remember sometimes what I thought. Kelly got the impression they made it specifically for me. I wish. But they're always great, man. Their customer service is really good. They kind of shorted me. I thought I was getting ignored, but I got kind of caught up in the works, some lines got crossed, and they made it right. They were great. I can't complain. As far as their new flavors, the winter flavors, I'm not super jazzed about any of them except for the Festival of Lights. Rugula ice cream. Rugula ice cream, guys, in a cream cheese base. Woo! Whew, that's exciting. But as I get further into this pint, it's becoming harder and harder for me to compare the 7-Eleven one to this one. Oh, Tiffany actually just read my mind. They're very different interpretations of s'mores flavors. So I don't know if I should rate it on how much I enjoyed it or by how much I enjoyed it plus how close it was to a great s'mores ice cream, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
There's almost like a caramel taste to the marshmallow base. Oh, those are some cute jammies. Those are cute jammies.
It's monkey in a boat, Daddy.
Alright. Let's get out of here.
Ew, Daddy said money.
Trying to steal my show.
Isn't that so weird?
I hope you don't stop doing your reviews. Seriously, the funniest and most brutally honest person on the internet, Cheyenne says. Thank you. I will never stop. I may slow down a little bit as camp gets older, but I will never, ever stop. When was the last time you had 7-Eleven s'mores? I think when we came back from Atlanta. Didn't we both get it? Yeah, because we were disgusting.
We were disgusting.
October. But it might be a slight spoiler here on the score, but I'm really glad I started doing half ratings because, yeah, you'll see.
Yas. Because yas.
It's really, very conflicted here. It's going to be one of the harder scores I've ever had to give an ice cream. Carly, I just started doing half ratings recently because there were times where I would give 2 ice creams the same rating, like a 7 and a 7, but I would clearly rather rescoop a 7.5 than I would a 7, if that makes any sense. I didn't feel like these 2 ice creams that were 7, it wasn't fair to one of the ice creams because I typically would prefer one or the other. So, yeah. That was a really fucking good pint of ice cream. That was just some really, really good ice cream. But, okay, this is a great flavor. Great. They did exactly what I hoped they would. They took the part of the s'more that I wasn't a big fan of and they toned it down. Despite the fact that it is a torched marshmallow base, it's not overly sweet, and those mix-ins, the chocolate-covered graham cracker, oh my god, there's a ton of them, and they are absolutely delicious. But, is this a classic flavor? The definition of a 10 out of 10 is a classic flavor. And if I'm willing to give this a 10 out of 10, that would mean that it is on par with the Toasted S'mores from 7-Eleven, which was one of my ice creams of the year last year. Is this a classic ice cream? Is this a 10 out of 10 rating? No, it's not. I loved it, but I can't give it the 10 out of 10, guys. So I'm glad I started doing half ratings because this one is about as close as you can get to a perfect score, but it's just not a classic flavor. 9.5 out of 10. With that said, if I'm in a scoop shop and this flavor's there, it's right under that umbrella of the other flavors that I always re-scoop. It's going to be just like, but it's always, if I'm going to, like say I'm in Brooklyn. Let me restart this over because I'm losing my shit here. Even though it's not a 10 out of 10, if it's in a scoop shop and I'm there, I'm getting it. It's just like gooey butter cake, just like oatmeal lace, just like the munchies. I'm always going to get it because it's just delicious, but it is not a classic flavor. Does that make sense? Did I appease everybody? I mean, it's got a great base, great mix-ins. I loved eating it, but I just don't feel the 10 out of 10. It's just not a 10 out of 10. It's not classic. Carly asked if there's any 10 out of 10 Little G's flavors. Yeah, there's 2. There's 2 10 out of 10s thus far. Pecan pie and chocolate milk and cookies. So, it's Kellyanne asked what the macros are. I have no idea. They don't label these things. Okay, so here's the difference between the 2 flavors. 7-Eleven has a toasted, so 7-Eleven has a graham cracker base with pieces of little chocolate specks, and there's like a marshmallow swirl. This one is just a toasted marshmallow base with chunks of chocolate-covered graham cracker, and so there's no swirl, which it wasn't. It just, it's hard for me to not give this one the nod, but I don't know, something about it. You know when you feel it. It's like first love. Like when you see somebody and you feel it. Like that's the person I'm gonna marry. Like that's the one. When I saw Kelsey, she was like toasted s'mores.
Nice and toasty.
Manzur asked, what would make it a 10 out of 10? Just what I said. You guys know my reaction when it's a 10 out of 10. You'll know. If you go back and watch that Cinetopia video, or that me eating pecan pie from Little G's, it's... Oh, God. Really? Cam's wilding out. Cheyenne says, flying back home to Portland, Oregon, do you know of any good places you recommend to visit? Do I know of any good places in Portland? Oh my God, Portland! That's a slam dunk. That's like asking about Brooklyn. Go to Blue Star Donuts for your donut fix. Pine State Biscuits or Lardo for savory foods. Also, Salt and Straw is in Portland. So some of the best ice cream in America right there. Bam.
Ruby Jewel.
Oh, Ruby Jewel, also great ice cream.
Good job.
Do you think it's a good idea to rate ice creams that are non-dark chocolate, pretzel, peanut butter ice creams on a curve? No. I'm not going to rate. I'm not going to start doing flavors against each other in a context. The only thing that gets graded on a curve are lighter, low-calorie ice creams and dairy-free ice creams because they're a different animal. The best marshmallow ice cream is Snap Mallow Pop. That's for sure. Even though it's really sweet. Carly asked about Phoenix. I don't know about Phoenix. I haven't been to Phoenix. Not sure how the food is. If it sounds like there's a casino in the background, it's Cam. He's playing. Yeah, Cheyenne, Portland's an amazing food town. I'm sure I'm forgetting some things that we ate last time we were there. We went for our anniversary 3 years ago or so. And went to Salt and Straw and all those places.
You want to take it out?
I'm sure there's more places now, too.
Just use Yelp.
Yeah, just use Yelp. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've been doing those short wrap-ups on Instagram. And I think that's good for the people who don't want to sit through these live streams. So, it's nice for me to be able to wrap it up. I'm actually going to do one more take, if you guys don't mind, to kind of get my point across. I like to have as much B-roll footage as possible, as they say. That way I can make these Instagram videos better. So, wrapping up. Great base ice cream. Toasted marshmallow I was scared about it because I don't love marshmallow, but they managed to temper the sweetness and it was delicious. One of the best mix-ins I've ever had from Ample Hills. Chocolate-covered graham cracker was the bomb, but I'm not giving it the crown. It does not dethrone Toasted S'mores from 7-Eleven. 9.5 out of 10. One of the best ice creams I've had all year, but not a classic. Yeah, Ben & Jerry's s'mores is the worst s'mores flavor. I'm really not that impressed. I've had everybody's s'mores. Graters, Blue Bunnies, Blue Bells, Ben & Jerry's, and I don't think anybody holds a candle to 7-Eleven's Toasted S'mores. The only thing I don't like, dude, if 7-Eleven had, instead of the little chocolate flakes, had the chocolate-covered graham cracker chunks, oh my God, that'd be too much. Is there such a thing as too awesome of an ice cream? How is Ben & Jerry's Vanilla Toffee Bar Crunch? Ethan asked. It used to be better. They used to use actual Heath bar, but now they do use some kind of fair trade toffee, and it's not as good. Great value is pretty good, Nicholas. You're right. I'd probably put that at my number 3. I would probably put that at my number 3 s'mores. It's a good value pick.
Good job.
I can't wait to see. Samantha says that s'mores are hard to execute, s'mores flavors, and I can't wait to see Grace try it because I really think that she's already got the elements in other flavors. Her marshmallow swirl in hot chocolate is awesome. I think she could make like a graham cracker base and then maybe a chocolate base and then put graham cracker chunks, chocolate covered graham cracker chunks maybe, I don't know, and marshmallow swirl. What about Turkey Hill s'mores, Dan asks. I didn't like it. I was not a fan. But the base was very marshmallowy, so That might be why. For those of us going to make a salt and straw order this month's flavors, can you recommend any besides gingerbread? I'll probably review peppermint cocoa next week. The fruitcake flavor actually is not bad, but other than that, no. The pecan pie should be good to go as well too. When are you traveling next? Manzer asked. Well, we'll be going to Orlando this weekend. I don't know if we're going to be going out to eat at all. It might be one of those situations where we have to, use a food delivery service all weekend. But we'll be going to Miami in January. That'll be the next food trip. That will be the next food trip. Tiger Bait says he's going to kill somebody if he can't find cinnamon buns. And we don't have cinnamon buns around here either. I found it at a gas station, but it turned out to be like frostbitten. Do you know Grace through anywhere? Carly asked. No, she came to me. She's a big fan, and I was very hesitant when she sent me her ice cream. I really thought, I wasn't sure that a 17-year-old could pull off what she's pulled off. And I was really worried that I was going to have to roast her and kind of, I wouldn't have done it in public, but I would have sent her a DM and been like, hey, your ice cream's not that good. I'm not going to bust your balls in public like these other companies. But we know that's not the case because it is the bomb. Is there another cream cheese base that Ample Hills has done besides the upcoming arugula? Not that I can remember, Regs. Not that, man, that excites me. That really excites me. Oh man, be up in Toronto next week. I know their in-store selection is a joke, but any insight on shops? D-Wood, as far as ice cream goes, even the shops aren't that, what's that place with the egg waffles?
Bang.
Oh yeah, Bang Bang, right?
Something like that.
I think it's called Bang Bang ice cream. They make the Korean egg waffle cones. Awesome ice cream, awesome. But they have a lot of great food. A lot of great food besides ice cream. We love that. We love Toronto. Did Little G announce her winning contest flavors? No, she did not. You guys are going to have to wait. We're going to get December out of the way first. Everybody can chill out. But I already know who won. I'm not going to tell anybody, though.
Was it me?
No, you didn't win. You and Little G can do a split screen live chat through YouTube. Set it up. I don't know if this might be past Grace's bedtime. Just kidding. She's probably too busy making ice cream, to be honest with you, man. She's a hustler. She really is. It's crazy. It's very hard to find like 25-year-olds with that kind of work ethic, let alone 17-year-olds. And, she's somebody who's got a vision. And I think that's why we get along well because obviously I have a mentality, for the most part, of a 17-year-old. I have a sense of humor of like a 13-year-old. I like cartoons, video games, and we get along well because I think we can relate. I have a very childlike mind in many ways. So, despite the fact that I'm a grown-ass man, we have conversations. As weird as that is that a 34-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl talk on Instagram, but we are just brainstorming constantly about flavors. And it's cool to be able to bounce ideas because she's as passionate as I am about ice cream. She just has the ability to create things. And luckily, she's got access to this, my brain. I went to TJ's to try to get some Jingle Jangle, but they were out. I did get some Cowboy Bark. Have you had it? Yeah, I like Cowboy Bark. It doesn't hold a candle to Jingle Jangle, but it's good. It's delicious. If making a Little G six-pack would blah, blah, blah. Okay, Mr. Mania, everybody's asking me about what to order from Little G. I want you guys to chill and wait until I do the reviews of the December flavors. I don't want to vouch for them, but I have a feeling that unless you, just off the description alone, you're not interested, I have a feeling that at least one of them will be worth putting in that pack. So yeah. Am I a Dragon Ball fan, Nicholas asked. No, I'm not.
God, he's sitting on his knees. So he can reach.
I will never, I don't want to say never, but I don't foresee myself ever creating ice cream of my own. The process, the overhead, the time you need to invest is just too much. I would just, look, we all have our hobbies, okay? My number one hobby is my family, all right? Like, having time for Cameron is the most important thing. But I also need to have time for myself. So I want to still be able to exercise like I do, play video games, read, hang out with Kelsey, do other stuff, and have time, to work on my other job. I don't have the time for that. I probably never will. Did I ever have Friendly's ice creams? I don't know. Mr. Mania says 6 pecan pies. You wouldn't be wrong. I mean, honestly, dude. Um, I know I don't want to spoil anything, but you know, the end of the last ice cream social of the year will be my wrap up and my top 5 ice creams of the year and my ice cream of the year award. I've got some awards actually. Obviously, we already know. Look, we already know who's going to win best new ice cream brand. That's simple. Grace is going to run away with that. But top 5 ice creams below the number 1 spot, I think, is pretty solidified. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've heard me talk about the flavor enough that you know exactly which flavor is the best. Brooks says, "What about licensing the Powered by Ice Cream Ultimate flavor?" Grace and I have been bouncing ideas back and forth, and I'm doing some beta testing soon. I've created some things. We're going to see how they turned out, and might be a series of Powered by Ice Cream flavors. Manzura asks, "What are you reviewing on Wednesday?" Well, the plan is Little G's December flavors before we head out of town, because I won't be doing a review on Friday, so I'm hoping that Little G's December flavors arrive on Wednesday and we can get it done, get the hype train started. But if for some reason when are you shaving the beard? Never. I look like shit without a beard. Just noticed the shirt. Thank you. Talenti oatmeal raisin cookie is shit. What a shitty flavor. But yeah, I'm gonna do there will be a worst ice cream of the year award. There will be a best ice cream of the year award. We're gonna do our top 5 countdown, best new ice cream brand, most underrated ice cream, most overrated ice cream, and best brand of the year. So I got a lot of things. Mr. Mania's talking about winter flavors. I'm losing my mind over all of them, man. If you've ever seen the video of her making the mix-ins, it's cool stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks for dropping by. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm not really sure when the package was sent, but I want to. I'll let you guys know. You'll know if what's going down on Wednesday. I'll tell y'all at around 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm hoping the Little G flavors will be going down. If not, we'll figure something out. Alexa had the delicious cashew milk salted caramel cluster. That's a good one. Probably Alexa. Think she's got a great sense of hearing. Okay, guys, thanks for dropping by. Hit me up on the gram if you have any thoughts, concerns. You hate me, you love me, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep eating ice cream, and that's it. And for whoever keeps giving me thumbs down on all my YouTube videos, although I have an idea who might be doing it, just a hunch, Thanks for dropping by, guys. See you Wednesday, hopefully. Little G.